Welcome back to my channel. I'm Luna, and today I'm going to be talking about 10 things that I wish I could tell my younger self. I am 32 years old right now, and I have felt literally like I was so born to be 30. I feel so confident in myself in a way that I can't explain, and I just really wish I could go back in time and tell my younger self how good it could be getting older. And to start off, the first thing I would say is, Luna, you are so young. You're still so young, and you don't know it all. I didn't think that I was a know it all whenever I was younger, but I feel like I had to grow up at a very young age. I was like 12 years old out here thinking I'm an adult. And so by the time I was in my early 20s, I'm like, I've got this figured out. And the truth is I really didn't. I still don't. Back then, I felt like I was behind in life. And the thing is I got married at 19 and we bought a house at 22 with our own money. We didn't get any help from our parents. We just figured it out, and we were able to, I don't know, like, do so many things that people our age couldn't. A lot of that PS has to do with the fact that we live in a very affordable state, so please do not take that as the standard. But what I have to say is that I was so young. And now that I'm 30, I'm like 32, I'm living this life where I don't feel like I know it all. And that might have scared me whenever I was younger, but it is so freeing now because I know that there's so much possibility in this world to learn about and grow. And like, I really truly feel like life will never get stale because there's so much out there to learn and enjoy and grow and all of those things. So the next thing that I would say is that asking for help isn't a weakness. And it kind of goes along with the fact that I felt like I had it all together and I had way more answers than I did. And I felt like, I should know how to do all of these things, and I should know all of these things about myself and about life and all of that. And this was before my brain had even fully developed. And I just want to say, like, reaching out, asking for help is not a weakness. There is so much that comes from mentorship. There's so much that comes from being able to ask a friend for help. The thing is like, I moved around a lot in high school. I got bullied, things like that. It was kind of a tough time for me. I had a lot of emotions and trauma and things, and I was kind of private, and it's hard to kind of get close to others when you're moving around a lot in high school. The thing is I was moving high schools because I was experiencing getting bullied, but I wasn't actually moving locations a lot. I only moved between my mom and dad's houses. So anyways, I wish that I would have learned to ask for help sooner. And also, like, I wish that I would have had more guidance whenever I needed to get therapy and things like that. I really struggled with that. I had a lot of anxiety about finding a therapy provider that understood me. And even though I kind of like am always in my brain and very in my logical mind, like traditional talk therapy is a love-hate thing with me, I do really support them, like getting support for your mental health, whether you're getting support in therapy, going to a psychiatrist, all of those things. I just wish I would have had those resources sooner, or I would have like actually leaned into those resources sooner. But with that, like, I wish that I could go back and tell myself not only that it's okay to advocate for yourself, but also how to advocate for yourself in the medical field and in your career and with your friends and all of that stuff. I've never been a people pleaser by any means, But I have struggled in the past with speaking up about my needs, explaining my needs, understanding my needs, and things like that. And so I didn't know like what it was like to advocate for yourself. I didn't know what that looked like. I didn't know that you could tell doctors, "Hey, I don't agree with that treatment plan," or "Please tell me more about that so I understand it on a deeper level." And you would think that that's common sense, but to be honest, I didn't even go to the doctor hardly ever when I was a kid. So I wasn't seeing examples of how to talk to doctors when I was a kid. So whenever I went to doctors as an adult, I was just like taking their word blindly, pretty much. And that's not how I acted in other areas of my life. So it was surprising, but I was just really intimidated in that space and I felt uncomfortable. And so, kind of tying into learning how to advocate for yourself, I wish I could go back and tell myself that it's okay to trust your gut. There's been so many times where the thing is like I value knowledge so much. I really thrive off of learning facts. I make my decisions based off of facts and things like that, like facts and just sorting through all the different like things that you learn about when you're making a new decision. But there comes a time where you are so overwhelmed that sometimes you don't have time to research everything to the bone and figure out all the little details. But the thing is I many times have went against my gut just because I didn't know more information. I just wanted to like put off the answer until I could search for more. And then next thing you know, I'm like learning my lesson. Like if I would have just listened to myself, then we wouldn't be in this mess. And that's maybe something that you just have to learn over time. And I don't know that I would have learned any better if future Luna came back to past Luna and said, "Girl, listen to your gut." Who knows? Who knows? Some things you just gotta learn. And like speaking of like listening to your gut, part of like all of these things, like, advocating for yourself and listening to your gut and feeling like you know it all or like you're scared to ask for help. I wish I would have learned about autism sooner. Whenever I found out I was autistic, that like changed the game for me because I finally figured out that I was misdiagnosed whenever I was an 18-year-old before you have a fully developed brain. I was misdiagnosed back in the day, and then just things started to finally click. I was like, "Oh, so that's why I do this. That's why I do that. Oh, like this is how I can like actually accommodate my needs," and like life is so much better now. I was living against the grain all the time and I was miserable. I didn't know why. And I thought there was something intrinsically wrong with me. And comes to find out that there was nothing wrong with me. The world isn't built for the way my brain thinks. And I am so grateful and lucky for all the people that have supported me and helped me throughout my life before I knew about myself. Because without them, I don't know what would have happened. I wish I would have known sooner. Also, like, I wish I could go back and tell myself that learning to manage my stress is not just a simple mindset shift that I need to make. And I know for some people, in some instances, it could be. It could be a mindset shift. But when you are not equipped with the knowledge of how your brain works, and you see people out here making mindset shifts and, you're consuming all of this like positive content, you do think something's wrong with you and you're like, "Well, why am I so stressed out? Why am I so burnt out?" And then when that simple mindset shift doesn't just click right in like it does for everybody else, you're like, "Hello? Did the brain break? Like, why am I so different? Why can't I just get it? And for me, managing my stress has come with such a huge lifestyle change. So many little lifestyle changes that have made a huge impact, is how I should word that actually. And the reason why, like, all of this, like, flew under the radar is just because I'm so expressive. It's because I'm so good, like, socially, even though I know in high school I got bullied. That was, like, to be honest, just a weird circumstance, but like as a younger child and as an adult, like I've always been so good in social situations, and just I anyways, we're not this isn't a video about autism. This is a video about things I want to tell my younger self. And the next thing is I want to tell my younger self to document more of my life, but not feel the need to share it online. It's not like I shared everything that ever happened to me online, because that's not the case. But I have, like, shared things. I'm just like, people didn't have to know that. And the thing is the reason I shared it is because I felt obligated. Like, I felt like I owed my story to people. I owed XYZ. And this is like people I know, but then it turned into people just on the internet and things like that. And the reason why this happened is because, like, I grew up, in this time where I'm learning, like, growing up, internet, you're in this, like, phase, with my age, you're in this phase where you kind of remember life before the internet, and you kind of remember life after the internet and things like that. Because like, I'm thinking more like social, like internet in a social way, not the internet being invented. Let me just make that clear. Like, showing up socially on the internet is what I'm specifically referencing. And so growing up, I'm like sharing my guts out on like Flickr and Tumblr and all this stuff because I was bullied, and I'm just like trying to make connection, and the internet is kind of what got me through. But then I felt the need to continue that as I got older, and I just wish I could just be like, hey, you don't have to share everything online, girl. Also, please document more, because I've had several family members pass away way too early. And the thing is like, I've realized this, that, well, me and my husband both have kind of started this habit where we are documenting all kinds of things. And the thing in the back of our head is, just in case something happens, it's like we just whip our phone out. And like, I have learned to find a balance between documenting and being in the present moment, but it's come in handy having all those photos and memories and videos and voice memos and just like saving and documenting those things. And then kind of switching gears, number 8 would be to protect your magic. People will take advantage of your magic, whether it is intentionally or not, whether it's malicious or innocent. People will take advantage of how sweet and kind and caring you are. They will just soak up your sunshine. And if you don't protect your energy and your magic, you're going to suck up some of their energy in return. And you don't need to do that. And you can still be that loving, kind, amazing, sweet, caring person to people without feeling the need to just give your whole self to them. And so maybe take a pause. Maybe take a pause and protect that magic. Keep your inner peace safe, and you'll be much better off. Number 9 is you can't carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. Every bad thing that happens in this world, you cannot carry that on your back. You cannot save all of these sweet, innocent animals that you want to save. You cannot change huge, big things in this world. that we're not going to go into right now, like all by yourself. And you have let this paralyze you so often. But the thing is there's so many little things that you can do with little parts of your day and small shifts that you can make a difference without it consuming your entire life and without it paralyzing you, causing you so much stress. There's so much you can't control. And one day, you're going to be free from that shackle of feeling like it's all on your shoulders. Your life is going to be so much better, and you're going to actually make a difference in the world, even if it's small. So, and then kind of on a smaller level, the last thing that I'm going to share in this video that I wish I could tell my younger self is that people are going to do things, people you love, like you're close with, you care about so much, are going to do things that you know isn't the best solution, and you are just going to let them, because all of these things that you've learned over the past 3 decades, you've learned by experience. And sometimes there's things that you can't learn without experiencing them for yourself. And it's okay to give advice, but you can't control what people do with their life. And if they want to go against it, if they want to like do whatever they want to do, let them do it. And find peace that they love you and they come to you with things, and that you at least have the ability to share your thoughts, but you can't control them. And you want to know something? It's probably all going to work out in the end. They're going to figure it out, because that's just how the human race is. We figure things out when we are put in situations that we have to figure out. And so when that happens, just let it happen. Do your best with what you can, and then let go. Detach from the outcome. So those are all of the things that I wish I could tell my younger self. I want to go in so much more detail, but if I did, this video would be so long. And I don't know, I might do multiple videos like this in the future. I would love to know what your thoughts are. Also, what would you tell your younger self? And do you like resonate with any of the things that I want to tell my younger self? One thing that I am doing this year in 2025 is I am using my little childlike self. You can see my mood board right here. That is a picture of little baby Luna, and I just need you to know that using my younger self, I'm in kindergarten in that photo, as inspiration has brought so much childlike joy already to my life. But it's also been one of the main reasons why I am going through with this idea of starting this YouTube channel and putting content out there, because little young Luna was so ambitious, and she was not afraid to try new things and explore and be creative and expressive, and she loved learning and playing and creating. I wanted to be an artist whenever I grew up. This is something like all of these things, these dreams that I've had, I've worked towards all this time since I was that little Luna in that photo. I've worked towards these dreams. But the thing is like, sometimes you lose yourself along the way, and really, I want to share my story in a way that I feel comfortable about. Going back to number 7. I don't have to share everything. I don't owe y'all anything, but I want to share all of these things that I'm learning in my story and my journey in a way that I'm comfortable with, because I know there are people out there that they don't have anybody telling them these things, and I just want you to have access to know that there's other ways of living than you've experienced, and that just because you've done something a certain way or your family's done something a certain way doesn't mean that you have to do it like that, and you don't have to do it like that forever. It can be just for a season too. Sometimes things help us out for a season and then we move on, and that's okay. So, anyways, at this point, I'm just kind of rambling, but I hope you're having such a lovely day or night, and I want to give you the biggest hug from my heart to yours. And I hope you're enjoying these pep talks. I am going to keep them coming. If you're not keeping up with my shorts, I'm doing little mini pep talks there. So keep your eye out. But I hope you have a lovely day. And I'll talk to you later.